Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and thank you for joining us again on CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Police in Bauchi State have confirmed an explosion in Azare. State Police Commissioner Lawal Shehu, who confirmed the blast, said rescue operation was in progress. Shehu did not, however, give the number of casualties, either dead or injured in the blast. Azare, which houses a federal government college, is coming under bombers' attack for the second time in less than 3 weeks, with the latest blast set to have occurred at the popular GSM market in the town. Nigeria's military says troops have retaken Chibok from Boko Haram a few days after the insurgents took over the community. Defense headquarters disclosed this in a series of tweet messages from its Twitter handle. It said troops have not only pushed out the insurgents but are also carrying out mopping up operations. Defense spokesman General Chris Olukolade added the special forces are pursuing the fleeing insurgents, but there is still no independent confirmation of the report. Boko Haram insurgents took over Chibok early on Friday morning. And now to Borno State, where the state government says on its plan to enlist the services of local vigilantes, otherwise known as civilian JTF, to provide security in public schools ahead of the Monday, November 17 reopening date. Public schools in the state are expected to open today after being shut on March 16 due to security challenges occasioned by the Boko Haram insurgency. Chairman of the Committee on the Resuscitation of Primary School Education in the state, Mohammed Dungal, disclosed this in a meeting with education secretaries and headmasters of the public schools in Maiduguri. Dungal said the vigilantes had already been contacted to provide surveillance in all the schools. Now, as the issue of insecurity continues to remain on the front burner, Nigerians have been urged to be more security conscious and proactive. University Don and head of Department of Political Science at the University of Ibadan, Osisioba Onwolese, made this known while speaking on the state of the nation on the sidelines of the launch of a book on good governance.
Nigerians are not mobilized on security matters. We are not. We are atomized. If people are going to church and they see a black bag by the side of the door, everybody will leave it and go in. Nobody will say, what is in this bag? Even up to now, with all the explosions that have taken place. So we are not mobilized. People are not mobilized. We are too busy pursuing money, pursuing what we shall eat. And then that reminds me of an African adage. Our ancestors taught us that if somebody is too busy pursuing what he will eat, he will not be able to see what is coming to eat him. All right. So we need that training, we need that awareness. People have to be trained, people have to mobilize for security awareness so that we can always report promptly to security agents people or things that seem strange to us at any given time.
Over 20 people were feared killed yesterday as the raging communal violence in Shabo headquarters of Shabo Development Area in Lafia local government of Nasarawa State again erupted. Now, trouble broke out around 12 midnight following a rumor of attack on Alakio village and environs by suspected Fulani militants, which had forced residents in the areas to flee to Shabo for safety. Angry mobs were said to have compelled commuters who were in transit to disembark, causing panic among several other commuters who were stranded during the fracas that lasted several hours before the arrival of security forces. Nasarawa State Head of Service Dominic Bako, who was caught up in the crisis, is said to be among several others who managed to escape with gunshot wounds and currently receiving treatment at the Dalhatu Araf Specialist Hospital, Lafia, the state capital. As the insurgency in northeastern Nigeria festers, the United Nations says the population of Nigerian refugees in a Cameroonian camp has tripled in the last 2 months. In a statement issued by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the organization cited Cameroonian authorities' claims that about 13,000 Nigerian refugees crossed over from the Nigerian border state of Adamawa after Boko Haram insurgents attacked and captured the town of Mubi late last month. Now, UNHCR now warns that thousands of Nigerians who escaped the deadly threat posed by the terrorist group Boko Haram fleeing into the neighboring Cameroon. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has extended the continuous voter registration in Kano, Lagos, Plateau, Ogun, Edo, and Imo states by 2 days. Adamawa is the only one state in the third phase whose residents would not benefit from the 2-day extension. INEC said in a statement by its spokesman, Kayode Idowu, that the exercise, which commenced on Wednesday, November 12, and was scheduled to end on Monday, November 17, will now last until Wednesday, November 19. It added that INEC Chairman Atahiru Jega approved the extension to make up for initial challenges in the exercise. We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes, and bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces, or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Welcome back. You can get all of our news items on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. You can also watch our news and other news programs on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space and news. Former Minister of Labour and Productivity Emeka Wogo says he's still in the Abia governorship race, contrary to speculations in certain quarters that he has given up his ambition as a result of an alleged truce among aspirants of Okwangwa extraction to produce a consensus candidate. Wogo made the clarifications in a press conference at his Aba country home, where he said there was never a time any meeting was held among governorship aspirants from Okwangwa for the purpose of producing a consensus candidate. He described as bogus and deceptive campaign strategy claims by some aspirants that they have been endorsed by the state governor. He said he had the endorsement of God, while also urging Abians to disregard the rumor that the governor had anointed a particular candidate as his successor. He expressed optimism that all aspirants will have a level playing ground during the forthcoming primaries of the People's Democratic Party in the state. Away from there now to Rivers, where the fallout of the ward congresses of the PDP continues. The leadership of the party in the state has now warned its governorship and other aspirants to play by the rules and be guided by the provisions of Article 58, subsection 1 of the party's constitution of 2012 as amended. State chairman of the party, Felix Obua, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Jerry Needham, called on governorship aspirants and other aspirants on the platform of the party to stop making statements that will bring the name of the party into disrepute, threatening that disciplinary actions would be taken against errant members. Obwa, who was reacting to statements credited to some aspirants on the platform of the party, says the party has decided not to zone the governorship of the party for the 2015 election. The Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose has advised the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Adewale Omiri, to respect his office and stop dreaming of being made the acting governor of the state. Speaking in Ado-Ekiti through his special assistant on public communication and new media, Larry Olayinka, the governor berated the speaker for statements credited to him in some national newspapers in which he said damning evidence came out against Fayose during the hearing of the election petition filed by the All Progressives Congress. He also advised Omirin to behave responsibly and honor his exalted office and stop seeing himself as the Speaker of the APC, who is under the control of his party leaders. But the Speaker, in a swift reaction to that, says a report on the state television station CoreTV that he addressed a press conference in Lagos where he allegedly told reporters that he would be the acting governor that will conduct a governorship rerun in January is untrue. Omiri said he has not been in Lagos for some time now, and so he had no contact with reporters to make the comment credited to him. The All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State, however, has accused Governor Ayodele Fayose of awarding the repainting of the governor's office to his black brother at the cost of 200 million naira. It also accused the governor of awarding a contract to put marble in front of the government house, which Fayose had earlier described as too expensive, while also relaying asphalt on an already asphalted road leading to the lodge. In a statement by the State Publicity Secretary Taiwo Olatubosun, the APC said artisans working on the marble are all imported from Ibadan, when many Ekiti artisans could do the job. But the governor, in his reaction through his media aide Idowu Adelusi, says all the allegations are untrue, as the contracts were all awarded to indigenous contractors from the state and not his brother. The FCT administration is planning to resettle villages that are located on the right-of-way of ongoing roads construction in some developed and developing districts in the federal capital city. FCT Minister Bala Mohammed dropped this hint at the weekend in Abuja. The minister said that his administration is committed to resolving encroachment on the right-of-way that impedes ongoing road construction to enable contractors handling the provision of infrastructure complete their jobs. He, however, assured stakeholders that they would be carried along in the process to ensure that all parties are satisfied and given a sense of belonging. Health Minister Haliru Halassan has raised the fear over the likely resurgence of Ebola virus disease in Nigeria. He spoke at the ceremony marking the upgrading of Federal Medical Center Ado-Ekiti to a federal teaching hospital and the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between the federal government and, of course, members between the federal government and Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti. While expressing worry over the nationwide strike embarked upon by the Joint Health Staff Union, JOHESU, the minister said Nigeria is not completely free from Ebola as long as there were reported cases of the deadly virus in any part of the world. Alassane, while appealing to all concerned to sustain the leadership role of the President Goodluck Jonathan in tackling the deadly disease, says the indefinite strike action embarked upon by JOHESU at this time, when many Nigerians would return home from abroad to celebrate Christmas and the New Year, could threaten the success achieved. Chief Benjamin Nnamdi Azikiwe was one of the leading figures of the modern Nigerian nationalism. He served as the second and the last Governor General from 1960 to 1963. Remembering as a great icon, the Indigbo Cultural Society held the 18th edition of activities to celebrate the lives and times of one of Nigeria's icon. Emmanuel Ajayi has details of this report.
With the hall filled to capacity, obviously, full of many Indigbo who will not forget the labor of one of the heroes of our past, Nnamdi Azikiwe. The ceremony attracted lots of dignitaries within Nigeria. Representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ben Obi says the late Zik, as is fondly called, is an icon of Nigeria's nationalism, saying that even in death, he lives on.
Zik was a detribalized Nigerian. His faith in the oneness of Nigeria was never shaken, and his wisdom was of the order of Solomon. These qualities placed him in an unequal pedestal, mystified him before the people of the extent that many thought that Zik could never die. Hence, a lot of us were not surprised that Zik died twice, resurrecting once from the ashes of unmitigated rumor mongering.
A chairman of the occasion and former head of state Yakubu Gowon says his contact with the late icon was a memorable one.
I had something to do with him. So as I've said, this may be the result of direct encounters such as I had with him, or encounters captured from books, or from some form of oral history of the nationalistic exploit of Zik that is handed down to our younger compatriots over the years.
On the recent upsurge in the activities of the terrorist group Boko Haram, Director General of the Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, Professor Bola Akitenrewa, says consensus building is the key to solving conflicting interests of the Boko Haram insurgents.
And this, under this Jonathanic administration as well, and the concrete evidence is the national confab. He told them, please, he would like that you work, you discuss on the basis of consensus. He emphasized consensus. And where consensus wouldn't work, okay, have qualified majority. You will discuss, you will remember that when the national confab started, there was much debate as to whether it will be 75 or 70. So when you look at it, consensus is the issue. So the question is, what will Zik have done in this type of situation? He will have ensured that consensus building is focused upon.
As Nigerians continue to remember this great icon, it is important for everyone to build a legacy that will ensure the sustenance of the labors of people like Nnamdi Azikiwe, or Zik of Africa, as he was fondly referred to by his admirers.
And now to business. Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation has unveiled volumes 7 and 8 of the Nigerian Banking Law Reports. Former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Alpha Belgore, presented the new document at the weekend in Abuja. The retired jurist also commended the NDIC for sustaining the publication, which he said would go a long way to the development of the economy.
We applaud the efforts of the corporation to sustain publication up to date. It is no doubt one of the reliable means of disseminating knowledge of law and practice of banking in Nigeria to the general public. Finally, it is gratifying to note that Nigerian Banking Law Report is the only one of its kind in Nigeria and probably in West Africa. In terms of quality, it is one of the best in the annals of legal reports. Some of the features of the report which makes it stand out are: it is accessible and affordable. It is well focused within the set mission of its content. It is durable, well bounded, unfading. It is impregnable in identity. It lends itself readily to the need and activities of legal researchers.
It will interest you to note that NDIC, as a member of the Financial Sector Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, has been actively involved in promoting and distributing to financial and contributing to the financial inclusion, which is a tool for economic development, particularly in the area of poverty reduction, employment generation, wealth creation, improving welfare through its mandate of deposit guarantee, supervision, and
We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with an update on one of our stories that we brought to you outside Nigeria. Don't go away.
This is Judiciary Today.
The judiciary's function is to interpret the law.
The judge in Lagos State is perhaps one of the most comfortable judges in the world.
You can't say because we are fighting terrorists or we're fighting terror, then you go about violating people's rights. We're not going to allow that in this country.
I think that's one of the reasons why some
that's what lawyers do.
I didn't say that what lawyers do.
The TV show that brings you in-depth review and analysis of judiciary issues that affect you.
All police officers to welcome victims with empathy and not say, what were you wearing? Where did you go? What were you doing at 10 p.m. at night?
As the Nigerian judiciary mourns one of their own.
He has gone to court on behalf of Nigerian citizens even without taking a cover.
It is time for lawyers to take their health very seriously, lawyers and judges.
Only on CoreTV.
Welcome back. U.S. President Barack Obama has now condemned the killing of U.S. aid worker Abdurrahman Kasig as an act of pure evil. The Islamic State ISIS militant group released a video showing a masked man standing over a severed head, which the White House confirmed was Kasig. His parents say he died as a result of his love for the Syrian people. Kasig, 26, was taken while working for a refugee group. He is the fifth Western hostage to be killed by ISIS, which controls parts of Syria and Iraq. This is perhaps the most elaborate and graphic of all the mother videos posted online by ISIS. Much of it is taken up with a recent history lesson on Iraq and Syria, as seen through the eyes of the jihadists. But the later part shows the beheading of 18 Syrian prisoners in revolting, lingering detail. Unlike earlier videos, this one reveals in gore amongst the boiler-suited captives murdered in cold blood is a man ISIS says is the former U.S. soldier Peter Kasig, who converted to Islam and changed his name to Abdurrahman. And that wraps it. This hour on CoreTV News. Do join us again at the top of the hour for more stars. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.